US President Donald Trump has dismissed a New York Times report detailing years of tax avoidance. According to the report, Trump paid no federal income tax in 10 of the last 15 years. The report says he was able to cut his tax bill by claiming heavy losses across his business empire, thereby losing more money than he made and casting doubt on his image as a successful businessman.
We've heard this line of defense from the president before.
It's fake news. It's totally fake news. Made up, fake.
But with less than 24 hours until the presidential debate, the damage may have already been done. New tax revelations published by the New York Times are likely to give Democratic rival Joe Biden fresh ammunition at the traditional event. Donald Trump was reported to have paid just $750 in federal income taxes in 2016, the year he won the presidency, and in 2017, his first year in office. He paid no income taxes whatsoever in 10 of previous 15 years. That's because he reported losing more money than he made, according to the Times. He's also reported to be personally responsible for loans and other debts totaling more than $420 million. They are damaging claims for a man who derives some of his support from blue-collar workers through his self-promoted image as a successful businessman. The president denies the details in the New York Times report.
Well, first of all, I paid a lot, and I paid a lot of state income taxes, too. The New York state charges a lot, and I paid a lot of money in state. It'll all be revealed. It's going to come out. Why? But after the auditors, they're doing their assessment. We've been negotiating for a long time. Things get settled, like in the IRS. But right now, when you're under audit, you don't do it. You don't do that. So we're under audit, but the story is a total fake.
But his opponents have already begun to hit back. Trump has long avoided making his tax returns public, and he's the only US president since the 1970s to do so. As the November election looms, voters may demand more answers about the president's financial responsibilities.
Now let's bring in DW's Peter Rolledar from our US reporter team. Peter, what exactly does this article about Donald Trump's tax return tell us?
Right, so the New York Times obtained Trump's tax return data extending back more than 2 decades. It both shows Trump's own tax records, but also those of his more than 100 organizations that are linked to his business. It essentially showed that he has lost more money than he's made, that he really, to some extent, has been gaming the tax system with massive write-offs, such as, spending more than $70,000 on his hairstylist. And all of that taken together allowed him to pay close to no income taxes in 10 of the previous 15 years. And in 2016, 2017, while he was president, he paid just $750. That is more than $11,000 less than the average tax income payer in the U.S. Joe Biden and his wife, the Democratic challenger, paid more than $3.7 million in 2017. So quite the difference there. It also showed that Trump really is facing a cash crunch for his businesses. Within the next 4 years, we're looking at more than $300 million worth of loans coming due, all of which Trump has personally guaranteed. So this really puts, lenders in the position where they may have to foreclose on a sitting president.
Is this a bombshell? It sounds like it, but is this really a bombshell or is it not?
Well, it certainly flies squarely in the face of this brand that Trump has spent all these years building for himself, right, as a successful businessman, as a very skilled deal maker. It also confirms a lot of the rumors and the reporting that we actually have been seeing for the past couple of years, that he may not have been, as successful and wealthy as he claimed. I mean, this is a guy who, after all, filed for bankruptcy more than 6 times. It also may help explain why Trump has been very reluctant to divest himself from his personal businesses, why he's also really encouraged the use of his personal properties, including his hotels and golf courses. He's billed the government hundreds of thousands of dollars for the use of those properties, including the Secret Service for protecting Trump while he was out playing golf.
It doesn't smell right, does it? What impact, if any, do you think this will have on the elections?
Yeah, again, these allegations really do go to the heart of his appeal, where especially if you look at some of the key swing states in the Rust Belt, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, a lot of these places that have been struggling financially for years, were looking to Trump, hoping that because of his business acumen, that he would be able to revive their economies. Democrats we've seen already kind of give us a taste of their line of attack. We have an ad here, showing, Trump as someone who is self-serving, who is really only out to enrich himself, and who can't really relate to working class people. There's one set of rules for Trump and his administration, but not for everyone else. And, also really undermines Trump's promise as someone who, wanted to drain the swamp of
man
corruption.
of the people and all that.
And, Democrats right here, the Biden campaign selling stickers say, I paid more taxes than Donald Trump. So, this is coming at a time when a lot of Americans really are struggling financially because of the pandemic. And, some on the fence may wonder, why does the president have to pay, less in taxes than I do? But as you kind of hinted at there, I think with your question also, we've seen these attacks on Trump before. They have not stuck. His support has been solid. And so, even in 2016 during the debates, he said, I don't pay taxes because I'm smart. A lot of people bought that argument then, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people will continue to point to that and say, he is smart.
Peter Alledar, thank you very much.